A study by the New York Times has indicated that the average individual has an attention span of less than a goldfish, and a goldfish has an attention span of 8 seconds. Since manifestation requires your continued focus, we've certainly found a disconnect between what you want and where you are. But how are we going to solve that problem? Welcome everyone. It's Marsha Martin, the Heart Healer. And here we are with this incredibly huge problem of focus that is affecting almost everyone that you're going to meet. Now, we all know that you cannot achieve anything if your attention is scattered like the wind. But what we may not have understood up until this point is, where can we go for help? How can we fix this? And what is it that we need to do in order to be available for the help that we know is pouring forth upon us? Now, how do we know that? Because God is providing all that is good. Remember, God is good and good is God. Therefore, anything that's not good and lack of attention isn't very good for anybody. Anything that's not good is not going to have God in it, but it will give you an opportunity to look for where God is, or to find help so that you can return yourself to the place where God is. So our helper today is Kuthumi. He is one of the Mahatmas that was inspired with the inception of the Theosophical Society, which was founded in 1875 by Madame Blavatsky. And we've talked about Elmira, who was also one of these helpers, shall we say, that brought forth this idea and this foundation upon which the Theosophical Society was founded. The Mahatmas were considered to be masters. They were human beings that had lived many lifetimes and had achieved quite a great amount of greatness in those lifetimes, and were now at a place where they were choosing to teach those of us who had not yet understood the fullness of these concepts. They were to introduce humanity to the invisibly working spiritual brotherhood, to enhance the spiritual growth of all humanity. Now, this is 1875. It has taken us all of this time to prepare for this state of ascension in which we are rapidly experiencing here in 2020. So things don't move quickly until all of the pieces come together. But there is always preparation time, and that is something very important to remember with manifestation. There's a lot of get ready work. There is a lot of what do I desire, and gathering up all the pieces of what is desired. And then there's the work of a sustained focus and seeing that which you desire as fully fleshed out and formed. And then there is the work of continuing to hold that vision until it truly is made physical. It's then made manifest so that you can, in your physical reality, be able to interact with this as a physical product. This is what we are experiencing now in the ascension journey that began all the way back in the 1800s. So If you're feeling that it's taking you a little bit of time to manifest something, take heart. God's been working on this program since the beginning. Now, the Mahatmas, of whom Kuthumi is a member, are this group of beings that want to help society ascend, achieve, understand how they can interact more effectively with the spiritual world. But before Kuthumi was one of the Mahatmas, he had also had a life as Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher and mathematician. Now, none of these great thinkers are able to do this without being tapped in to the divine flow. And you're not going to be able to do it either. Your job or your goal is to allow more of God to operate within you so that you can begin operating more authentically and less from your ego, which can get tricked and trapped and confused. So put your attention every day on what's right, what feels good, and ways in which you can invite God in more completely. So, he was Pythagoras, the Greek philosopher and mathematician. He was also Balthazar, one of the 3 wise men that attended the birth of Jesus. He followed the star, and the star is the I am presence of God that is within each one of us, leading us forward to our birth of unconditional love, because the Christ energy is unconditional love that is being birthed within each one of us continuously. He was also considered to be Saint Francis of Assisi. And Saint Francis is credited with bringing the spirit of happiness into the gloomy Christianity of the Middle Ages. By the time we had gotten to the Middle Ages, this beautiful birth of love and spontaneity and glee and glory had been replaced by rules and punishment and an iron fist. So St. Francis got back in touch with the energy of God, that pure energy of love. And he allowed himself to be such a significant channel that it poured forth from him. And as he walked in the woods, because he was seeking seclusion, all of the animals were so drawn to the godness within him, and the fact that he was preaching to the trees and the flowers and the birds and the bees, they drew nearer to this man that was speaking of such love. They couldn't understand the words, but they felt drawn to the energy of the Creator. Now, interesting about Kuthumi is Alice Bailey, who was also part of this whole theosophical movement, identified different rays. And Kuthumi is said to be on the 2nd ray, which is the Christ ray, by the way. It represents love and wisdom. Its expression is magnetism. And here we go with that law of attraction. You're never going to get away from it. The color is blue. The planets associated with it are the Sun and Jupiter in the signs Leo and Virgo. And as I said, on this 2nd ray, Christ, Kuthumi, and Humi Djwali, who was also considered to be a wisdom master. The mission that we have today, the one thing that we want to accomplish for ourselves today with the help of Kuthumi is to deepen our relationship with God. And Kuthumi considers himself a sponsor. He will sponsor every soul who is seeking union with God. He will help tutor you in the ways of cause and effect, which is also what we call law of attraction. He will also assist you with your meditation and the science of the word. Now remember, words don't have any meaning. Give them meaning. So I could say playfully, oh, I hate that. And it wouldn't have any kind of negative connotation until I chose to look at something I really disliked and put venom behind that, and then it would change to be a powerfully negative word. So you as creator have so much power, but you need to understand how to use it correctly. And one of the ways that you're going to use it best is with your word and your attention. So Kuthumi, who is the master of focus and attention, wants to help us today. But he's going to remind us that it's not the circumstance that matters, but your reaction to it, because your reaction indicates your level of enlightenment. So let's look at that from a focus attention point of view. If somebody says to you, ugh, I hate you, and you are so filled with love and joy and peace, you may hear the words, but you probably wouldn't take them in because you are so lifted up in this place of enlightenment that it doesn't affect you in any really way or cause you any kind of difficulty. That's the absolute freedom that you give to yourself when you step into the place of being responsible for the creations that are showing up in your life. So that's the way that Kuthumi is going to help us, because we must constantly be aware of what we are creating if we are going to create a life that feels good to us. So let's hear directly from the Master and find out the advice that he's going to give us about how we can increase our focus, or as he says, keep your eye on the prize. And he begins. You cannot get where you want to go by looking around at what others have acquired, nor can you arrive at what's wanted by focusing on what is not desired. A negative will not become a positive with repeated application of thought, nor will a scattering of wishes without form or substance be capable of becoming a physical form. What is needed for manifestation to become complete is an unbroken chain of energy that is focused upon what is wanted. Unfortunately, most of you offer a series of segments of focused energy, divided by a mishmash of unfocused energy that consists of uncertainty, doubt, unworthiness, and fear. In other words, you formulate a desired outcome and you align with it for a few minutes. This is superior. But then you allow your attention to wander away and find that you're contemplating disaster instead of success. After many moments of negative, idle, and unproductive thought, you may remember your initial desire and return to its focus for another few seconds. However, before you can restore the progress that you've lost, you've wandered back into the wasteland of negativity where no desire can flourish. After some time of this application of the back and forth of I want it, I'm not worthy of it, most of you end up feeling frustrated and declare loudly that manifestation is difficult. Manifestation is easy and requires no heavy lifting on your part, but you must have single-minded focus on your desired outcome to the exclusion of all else. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Banish the negative mind from your house and flourish. Practice the discipline of focus and succeed. I, Kuthumi, am here with you when you call to help you focus the energy that you command. I will not do it for you, but I will stand with you as you learn to shut down the distractions that are tearing you away from your desired manifestation. Join me and learn to focus and hold your energy on what is desired. Everything is available to those who learn the power of single-minded focus, but all will be lost to those who allow their thoughts to scatter like leaves in the wind. You're better than that. You may have grown up with the idea that you had no control over your thoughts, that you had no control over your circumstances, and that life was just random. And if you were lucky, life would hand you things that felt good. But you and I know better. We know that you are the co-creator of your life, and that which you focus upon is what you receive. And Kuthumi is here today to help you learn to be better at focusing, as when you really learn to focus by practicing it and calling on the help of Kuthumi, who will absolutely focus your attention. When I called on him and experienced his energy for the first time, it was like living within a cylinder, like a ramrod, and it was just complete focus. If you are having trouble with your attention wandering, use the help that's available. Call on Kuthumi. Ask him to help you sharpen, deepen, and expand your focus so that you're able to manifest what is desired. Another wonderful way to really help your manifestation is to write out what you would like. Make it one sentence. Don't go through a big story unless you love to write, and unless that story is something that is drawing you in and creating a fuller picture. Otherwise, just one sentence, and then write that sentence over and over again. It's been said by some of the gurus to write it 55 times every day for 5 days, so that you will focus on this desired thing for this extended period of time, for a 5-day period, and then you will have gathered together the necessary energy, and you should just let it go. Now let it go and let it become. You can do it. You can gather the focus, the attention, the single-minded presence that you need in order to be successful. But please remember to focus on what is wanted. because law of attraction doesn't play favorites. It doesn't just pick out all the good parts. It delivers to your door everything that you are thinking about for an extended period of time. So make sure that you've programmed your mind with the help of Kuthumi or any other kind of practice, but make sure that you have programmed your mind to see the positive, to focus on the positive, and to hold that positive thought. Manifestation is easy when you understand the dynamics. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate you all being here, and I am so grateful to all of you for liking and sharing these videos, for commenting, for helping all of us grow together. Remember, none of us are going to get there on our own, but all of us can get there together. And where is there? To a place that feels good. A place, a world that is filled with love, joy, and peace. So please, join me today in feeling good, on focusing on the positive, and being open to receiving the help that you need in order to accomplish your goals. I want to thank all of you so much and invite you to join me on my website. It's either mmhearthealer.com or marshamartinthehearthealer.com. Marsha spelled Marcia. And please, join me there. Take advantage of the free resources. Join our community. Sign up to work with me individually. Do the thing which speaks to your heart. But until next week, know that I am sending you my deepest gratitude and all my love.